Break and disassociation. That's what we're going to talk about today on Strength for Today. Monday, December the 2nd. The last of the month is upon us. I just cannot believe it, but it is here. And we've been talking about Genesis chapter 13. So let's go to verse 8 today. And real quickly, we'll share 5 thoughts with you about a break and dissociation. First of all, he accepted God's will. Abraham did. Look at verse 8. And Abraham said unto Lot, let there be no strife. I pray thee between me and thee, and between my herdsmen and thy herdsmen, for we be brethren. God doesn't want disunity. He wants us to cooperate, work together. He acted on God's will in verse 9. And it was not the whole land before thee. Separate thyself, I pray thee, from me. If thou wilt take the left hand, then I will go to the right. If thou depart to the right hand, then I will go to the left. And so now we see Abraham finally coming to grips with the fact God said, don't take anybody with you. He did take somebody with him. He shouldn't have took somebody with him. Now he's got to get rid of them. He knows the break has to take place. And so he does that. He says, you go one way and I'm going to go the other. So he accepted God's will. He acted on God's will, but then he avoided God's will. Look at verse 10. Or Lot did, rather. And Lot lifted up his eyes and behold the plain of Jordan, that it is well watered on everywhere before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, even the garden of the Lord in the land of Egypt, and thou comest unto Zoar. Then Lot chose him the plain of Jordan, and Lot journeyed there. Let me tell you something about your will and God's will. You better bank on this one. If your will is to the right, God's is to the left. If God's is to the left, yours is to the right. We're never going to be in the page with God. God's going to want us to do the opposite of usually what we want to do. And if Lot had been smart, he wouldn't have took the well-watered plain. But he did. He was selfish. Selfishness is the sin of sins. And it's the sin that will get you in trouble more often than not with God. Don't be selfish. He arrived in God's will in 11b, and they separated themselves one from another, and Abraham dwelled in the land of Canaan. And then we see against God's will in 12b, and Lot dwelled in the cities of the plain and pitched its head towards Sodom, and the men of Sodom were wicked sinners before the Lord exceedingly. It's never right to do wrong, to do right, just do right. Stay out of the world. Don't go near the world, neither the things of the world, let not the love of the world be in you. Because if the love of the world is in you, the love of the Father is not in you. We must understand to go the opposite way of the world. Don't go toward the well-watered plains of sin, but go where God wants you to go, where he can deliver you miraculously. And he will be your strength for today and your hope for tomorrow.